Welcome back, guys. We are still on the accountability thread.
Yep.
And today we want to talk about having an accountability buddy.
Huge. Accountability buddies are huge.
Maybe the game breaker.
It is.
Right?
Yep.
So we're going to come at you with a couple nuggets of information this morning. Kevin's actually very knowledgeable about accountability buddies and that kind of thing. So Kevin, first thing first, I would think you got to find the right person.
Yeah.
Why does that matter?
Because there's that obstacle, or not the obstacle, but the aspect of you don't want to let that person down. It's not even letting it's such a weird mental dynamic, right? You don't want to you're okay letting yourself down.
Right.
You don't want to let that other person down, whether you're meeting that person at the gym, you're meeting that person at the track, you're meeting that person online.
So maybe not somebody really close to you that will blow smoke up your butt.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's why trainers do so well, right? Trainer's going to meet you at the gym at 5:00. You better be there. And the trainer shows up and you don't. There's some hell to pay to that. But there's, that person who you don't know or know loosely is not going to take your bull from you.
Right.
They'll call you out. They're like, I didn't have time again this week. Yeah, whatever. Like, all right, let's get back on it. There's a reason, we're talking about the right partner and accountability, and there's a reason why major programs like Alcoholics Anonymous or Weight Watchers, they have these accountability partners that, call you on random days just to check in with you and see how you're doing.
You bring up the next point, right? So how do you communicate with this person? Are there regular required check-ins?
Yeah, I would think so. If it's going to be like an online, like you're following somebody on YesFit, or you're reaching out to them, I would absolutely define, hey, I want you to call me or talk to me or message me or email me
specific days,
this number of days a week, and I have to be required to show you, or you can do it in our app, right? You can follow each other inside the app, and it shows you what their exercises were and whether they were actually exercising, so that you can call them out.
So what are you checking in?
Showing up is 90% of the battle, right? So, did you intentionally exercise today? And again, it depends on the goal. You can do accountability buddy for diet.
So you need to define them on the front end of the relationship.
Yeah, I think that's goes in clearly defining the relationship, clearly defining what your goals are.
That was a nice segue there, because I think the next thing is defining the goal and making it crystal clear to both parties, right?
Right.
I don't know if it's to get into a regular movement schedule, to lose weight, to gain weight, to lift on certain days, whatever it is, it's got to be crystal clear, right?
Right. So let me flip it back on you. You're an avid walker/runner, and I would tell you, so what would make you move? If I was your accountability partner, what are the things that you're looking for? What are the secrets that you're teaching me about Scott that I gotta know? What's Scott's weaknesses?
Yeah, well, that's actually pretty deep. That you communicate, I guess, at some level. This almost is what you're going to need to watch out for from me.
Yeah, I will blow smoke in this fashion to you, and this is the point that I will fail you, right?
Yeah,
and you have to look after me, and you have to call me out. I guess, I've never been to AA, but I imagine that's what they do.
Right. Well, I think the technical name there is sponsor, right?
It's a sponsor. Yeah.
So you find the right person. You agree to require check-ins. You agree what you're checking in about, that I got my workout in, or I did not eat that food, or whatever, right? You clearly define the goal. I believe this. I don't know if there's data to back it up, but I think you need to do it with a clearly defined ending.
I would agree with you. I agree with you because and it's not even, hey, I got to switch accountability buddies. It's more along the lines of we go at it hard for this period of time, and then we reset.
Right. Well, I think the military, what do they call it? An AAR, after
Right.
action review.
Right.
That it allows you to take that break to look at, okay, this is when we said we'd check in. These were the goals. How good were we at it? How do we improve? Take 2 weeks off, whatever.
Well, in the development world, what do you call it? Sprints?
Yeah, that's a great point.
You know, you go 4-week sprint and then you're off to check it all out and see how you did. And it doesn't mean you're done. It doesn't mean you're not actually maybe. So if you did a 4-week sprint in the exercise world and then you. Like,
Dude, I never thought about how development sprints correlate to accountability buddies.
but I mean, they were huge.
It's
They're
same.
huge.
You define the goal on the front end.
Mm-hmm.
You have daily check-ins. You
That's interesting.
close it out at a specific time
And then you do an after action review.
to see how you did.
Right. And you measure, did we get everything done that we said that we were going to get done? So that's funny.
And then you define the next sprint based on.
I love
I
it.
never thought about it that way.
Awesome.
So, eye-opening.
Yeah.
So that's basic pointers to an accountability buddy. There's tons of reading that you can go do on it. There's even some apps. I don't have one I specifically recommend. I don't know that any of them have really scratched that itch. I think a simple, spreadsheet shared between two friends, can work very well. But, do your own deep dive, do some research. But if I had to tell you there was one factor that probably creates the most sustained success,
Absolutely.
I think it's being accountable to someone that won't blow smoke.
And I think that we have a software imperative that we have to do inside the YesFit app.
We've defined it. We're working on getting it into our development schedule, but we'll hopefully be able to scratch that itch one day soon.
Yep. All right, guys.
That's all for today.
Keep moving.
See ya.